Hello, welcome to another video of our channel. Here we translate testimonies of people who have gone through near-death experiences. Today we are going to know the story of Catherine. She says she fell into a coma, and during this period she encountered an angel and witnessed a conversation between her sister and her mother. When she returned, she confirmed everything and had proof that consciousness survives outside the body. Before that she didn't believe in God, or in life after death. If you are not already subscribed to the channel, subscribe now. Turn on the notification bell to be notified with each new video. Now let's listen to Catherine's testimony. Well, I need to start by saying that I've always been very skeptical. I hadn't attended any religious temple for many years. I had developed a completely materialistic mindset. I didn't believe in the existence of God, and I didn't even think that we are a soul that lives on after death. My experience took place in 2019. I was very stressed, as the deadline for my PhD thesis was approaching. I needed to get through many pages of reading and writing in a short amount of time. For this reason, I woke up very early and slept very late. I started to abuse coffee and energy drinks to keep myself awake. One day I went to the university center to talk to my advisor. I needed to show what I had written in my thesis so far and clear up some doubts with him. As he is a very busy teacher, I was only able to make an appointment to see him at the last available time. So I left the university after 11 p.m. I had stayed up the night before, as I needed to advance the text to show the advisor. So when I got back home, I was already exhausted. I was in a car and ended up dozing off while driving. It was a split second, I blinked and couldn't dodge, my car crashed into a pole. With the movement I made to swerve, the car turned and went the wrong way, on the avenue that crossed the street I was on. The pole was right on the corner. As the car spun, I was hit by another car, coming at high speed. The knock was right on the driver's door, it hit me hard. I blacked out right away. I was later told that the driver of the other car was not seriously injured and that someone saw the accident and called an ambulance. I was taken to the hospital and ended up in a coma. The blow had caused head trauma. The next thing I remember, I was in my room. I was feeling pretty good. I didn't remember the accident. I went to the living room and found my mother talking to my sister. The two looked very sad. My mother was crying. I heard her saying she couldn't lose her little girl. I was not understanding that. Then she said, "Catherine is too young and full of dreams to fulfill, she can't leave now." When I heard this, I was shocked. So I said, "Mom, I'm here." But she didn't listen. That's when I realized what was happening. My sister said to her, "Mom, Catherine is very strong, she will resist and will come back to us." I wasn't sure if she was already dead, but I wanted to know more about what was going on. Then the room started to get very bright. A very beautiful glow appeared and a man appeared all made of light. I believe it is as close to an angel as I can imagine. I don't know if it was an angel, but the impression I had was that I was in the presence of an angel. He approached me. And without him needing to say anything, I became very calm. I hadn't felt so much peace in a long time. He held out his hand and said, "Come with me, it's going to be okay." When I held his hand, I was enveloped by the same light that surrounded that being. At that moment an indescribable feeling of love filled me completely. After that we arrived in a forest with many trees, birds, and beautiful flowers. I asked if I had died, he replied no. The most interesting thing is that affliction, which accompanied me constantly, had disappeared. At a certain point I realized that I was finding everything very natural, but I didn't believe in angels, or in life after death, and I didn't believe in God. But at that moment I had no doubts. I knew that all this existed, so I asked, "Where is God?" He replied, "It is everywhere. It is in the air, in the trees, in the flowers, and within you. Whenever you want to talk to God, talk to yourself." But I was not satisfied with that answer. I asked, "But can't I see God as I see you?" He said yes, it is possible to see the radiance of God's light, but I would need to be ready. After saying that, he said that we needed to go to the hospital. He touched me and we appeared in a room, where I was hospitalized. I saw my body lying on a bed, hooked up to some machines that were monitoring my vitals. We approached the bed and he said, "Remember to keep your faith always alive. Take care of your health, everything will be fine." Then he made a motion with his hands, as if he was pushing something through the air. And I was thrown into my body. I woke up and heard the sound of a machine that indicated the change in my vital signs. The nurses ran and called a doctor. I went through a battery of tests. I was told that I had been in a coma for 15 days. My recovery was much faster than expected. In a few days I was home. This experience completely changed my life. As I have a skeptical and investigative nature, I went to talk to my mother about everything I saw. I also invited my sister to the conversation. When I talked about the dialogue I witnessed between the two, they started to shed tears. It had been so vivid that I could describe the clothes they wore that day. My sister said this happened 5 days after I went into a coma. She had taken our mother home, our father stayed in the hospital. Arriving there, they had that conversation that I witnessed. When they confirmed everything, I got goosebumps. This gave me proof that consciousness remains alive, even without brain activity, and that we are a soul independent of the body. I started to have something I never had. I started to have faith. And beyond faith, I came to be sure that life goes on. I too followed the advice of that angel of light. I started to take more care of my health. I started to worry less about my academic career and more about my mental state. This greatly improved my performance. In the end, everything worked out. I handed in my thesis, was approved, and today I teach at the University Center. I am very happy to have spirituality present in my life. So, what did you think of this testimony? Leave your impressions in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's bring more people the hope that there is life beyond what the eyes can see.